How are we going, Leapers? Coach G's back at it, and in this video we're going to be going through the top 20 champions in 1025B. Now this is the holiday patch and the last one of the preseason, so if you want to know what champions are going to help you climb the most at the start of season 11, pin your ears back and get ready. Now listen up, our website, which I tell you about at the start and end of every video, there is a $50 sale at GameLeap.com, $50. So if you haven't got that special someone a Christmas present yet, it might be your dad or your e-girl, or if you want access to the best challenger courses and guides anyone has to offer, well, get clicking. Links will be in the description and comment section. Right, let's get into it. Number 20 on the countdown is Jhin. Now I know everyone was abusing Jhin when he was the best champion a couple of patches ago. Well, the news is still good. You will find success playing him this patch. Now we all know why Jhin is one of the best AD carries you can play. You are completely unaffected by the critical strike nerfs at the start of the preseason because you can build lethality. Eclipse, the Collector, Ghostblade, Edge of Night, these make you hit like an absolute truck, so you're probably thinking, why isn't Jhin number 1 still? Well, your Dancing Grenade copped a nerf in 1025, and the nerfs to Eclipse and the Collector have had an impact on your performance. Other AD carries have also benefited from the multiple buffs Riot have thrown out to other AD mythics and items more than Jhin, so in the big picture, Jhin has gone down just a little bit, while a couple of others have moved up. Still a strong pick. Let us know you're enjoying these types of videos, by the way, guys, by leaving a like down below, and there will be timestamps as well. Now, coming in at number 19, we have Fizz. Now, Fizz will be better than this come 11.1, and we made a video on all the changes coming in that patch, so make sure you check that out if you haven't already, but for now you have to settle for 19th best. So the mana nerfs of Fizz have taken away a little power, it seems, according to the win rate list at the moment. You have less opportunities to trade and all in because your mana pool is significantly smaller, but the main thing is your damage is all still there, so you can still kill your laner over and over again in 1v9 games. So if you want to have fun while stomping, Fizz is a great pickup. Moving on to 18th place in our 1025B countdown, and the second best AD carry, Kai'Sa. Now Kai'Sa wasn't that strong at the start of the preseason, so how is she all of a sudden rocketed into our top 20? Well, you spike a lot earlier than you did back in the day, which was at 3 major items, and AD carries that typically dumps to you, like Caitlyn, Ashe, Jhin, have all gone down in power. Kraken Slayer, your go-to mythic as well, increases your damage by a ton, and after you complete Renan's Hurricane and Infinity Edge, well, you can delete anyone in the game. As Kai'Sa, you're not a traditional AD carry either, and all of these are struggling to survive in a meta where damage is high and tanks and bruisers are unkillable. You have mobility and an assassin-like playstyle that allows you to pick off weak enemy champions and fend for yourself. Now when Runaan's gets changed in 11.1, expect Kai'Sa to be even higher on our countdown. Great pick now regardless. Scything his way into the number 17 spot is Kayn. Now let me throw this stat at you real quick. Kayn's win rate since the 1025 nerfs has dropped 6% in high elo and almost 4% across the board. So why on earth is he the 17th best champion in 1025B? Well, 2 of these nerfs are getting reverted, so the only nerf that's staying is the extra second at each rank in his queue, meaning that most of that power is returning. And let's be honest, before these changes, Kayn was one of the most dominant champions we've seen on the Rift in recent memory, and he'll be heading in that direction again once this 1025B hotfix is released. Sapling his way in at number 16 is Maokai, and we are talking support Maokai. Now, how has the Twisted Treant gone from barely played to all of a sudden being one of the best supports in the game? Well, the mythic item Imperial Mandate is the main reason. Every ability in your kit procs Mandate's allied damage effect, meaning that when one of your saplings charges at an enemy champion and slows them, they are in serious trouble from something as simple as that. Now, if you're able to take it a step further and lock down a champion with your W and ultimate, well, it is all but over for them. I also want to point out that when you place one of your saplings in a brush, their damage is doubled, and you have 3 brushes bot lane to make use of this. It can be very oppressive, not just annoying to lane against, so if you want to have fun tilting the enemy bot lane and win, more importantly, pick up the Kayn 1025B. Now we're into the top 15 and we have Galio. So in 1025B, your Colossuses, if that's a word, are getting a little nerf. So your taunt at later levels will be longer, but is this really significant? Not really. In most fights, you're only getting off 1 taunt anyway, and the rest of your kit is as good as ever at shutting down popular assassin mid laners and keeping your teammates safe. Nothing to worry about here, Galio is still one of the best mids in the game. Singing her way into the 14th spot is Seraphine. Now since last patch, Seraphine's win rate has gone up 2.5%, which is massive, and she is one of the best supports in League. So why is that? On the 1025, the buffs you Seraphine players got and the changes to your core items, Mandate or Renewer, Ardent Censer and Staff of Flowing Water have helped you out so much. You have a little more health in lane and your shield is a lot stronger, and you get to that Mandate or Renewer power spike quicker, same with Ardent and Staff of Flowing Water. Spellcasting supports are incredibly strong at the moment, so if you want free LP, Seraphine is one of these champions. Coming in at the 13th spot on our countdown is Fiddlesticks. Now as Fiddle, you have the fastest full clear in the game, which is always nice, isn't it? And also one of the best ultimates. Now for the last few patches, you Scarecrows have always been near the top of the win rate list, and in 1025B, no doubt this will increase because your biggest rivals for best jungler are on Riot's hit list. Sunfire Aegis is getting nerfed again, funnily enough, so Nunu, Rammus, Skarner, these bad boys won't be the same, and Olaf, one of your biggest counters, is also losing a bit of power, so you will have nothing to fear in 1025B, get around the sticks. Coming in at number 12 is another AP jungler, and it's Taliyah. Now the change Riot gave you in 1025, well let's be honest it was a buff, has been huge. Your win rate has increased by well over 3%, and to those of you who have mastered the Stoneweaver, you are one of the top tier junglers going around. Nowadays, every stone shard you unleash at monsters deals 100% damage and no longer 50%. This change on its own is why Taliyah is in this countdown. You can clear the jungle a lot quicker, meaning your weak early game is less exploitable, and you get to those mid and late game power spikes without any hassle. Taliyah is one of 6 junglers on this list, so give her a whirl. Alright top laners, I haven't forgot about you, time to show you some love, and in at number 11, it's Camille. Now as Camille, your synergy with the new mythic items is up there with the best of them. If you're snowballing out of control and are up against a team of squishies, Trinity Force it is. If you're against a tanky composition, then Divine Sunderer it is. The nerfs to Sunfire Aegis in the upcoming hotfix will indirectly buff every top laner who doesn't build it, and Camille is one of them. Now it goes without saying as well that tanks can be hard to break through as Camille, so the less beefy top laners the better. Here we go GameLeap, as a top 10 who's pumped. In at number 10 we have the best AD carry of 1025B, and that's Tristana. Now Tristana has kind of come out of the blue as the leading marksman. It's mostly down to the fact that the lethality AD carries, Jhin and Misfortune, have lost some of their strength, while items you use keep getting buffed. Now one of the biggest changes that has helped you Trist players out there is the Infinity Edge adjustment from 1025. So when you have 60% critical strike chance, you gain more critical strike damage, so you are hitting harder. You are also able to fend for your stealth, which is most important for AD carries these days, which is what we were saying with Kai'Sa. If you land your jump and slow an enemy champion, it almost guarantees a kill, and if you are ever in trouble, just bust a shot that champion in your grill. You'll be sweet. At number 9 on our list is Ekko. Now whether you play jungle or mid Ekko, you are very happy in 1025B. Now in 1025, Riot gave you an injection of power, so your bonus damage against monsters from your passive increased to 150% from just 50%. So essentially you clear jungle camps a lot quicker. Now if you're jungling, this allows you to get through that vulnerable early game with a little more safety, and if you're mid laning, this allows you to start farming jungle camps with ease when you have a couple of major items. Ekko has been one of the top champions for over a year now, and nothing has changed, so get on the Ekko train before it stops. That's if it does, of course. Now then, the 8th spot on our countdown is held by Janna. Same reason Seraphine and Maokai are strong. Janna is finding even more success. You get to that mythic item quicker, which doesn't just help you out but also your teammates, and Ardent Censer and Staff of Flowing Water are more accessible if you like. You don't have to buy a Blasting Wand anymore, which was a little awkward being a straight up 850 gold, so 1025B and Season 11 is looking real good for you Janna players. Next up at number 7, we have the second strongest range mage in the mid lane, and that's Malzahar. Now if you're someone who doesn't want to press 20 keys and play perfect League of Legends to win, then the Prophet of the Void is the pick for you. Just press R to win, I'm being legit. None of your core items are on the chopping block, and your biggest rivals to the best mid lane win rate, Anivia and Galio, are on the chopping block, giving you more power in 1025B. So your passive and tick damage with Leandri's Anguish and Demonic Embrace will continue to shred through popular tank champions, and you also do very well into all the popular mid lane picks. Akali, Yasuo, Zed, Katarina, Yone. If you want reliable elo, Malzahar is arguably the best mid laner for it, so pick him up. Now you would have seen this dude on pretty much every top champion list on the internet, and he is back arguably as strong as ever, and that's right, it's Darius. So in high elo, Darius is the best top laner in the game. That's right, he is number 1. So what's behind all of this? Stridebreaker. This mythic with Darius is nuts, and the fact that tanks are getting another nerf makes you even stronger. If you can get your hands on him, because he is banned a lot in low elo, you will cause carnage. Guys, we're now into the top 5, and Anivia is at the 5th spot. So the 1025 buffs to the Cryo Phoenix were huge and resulted in one of the highest win rates, and the highest win rates out of all the mid laners. In 1025B, Riot are dialing back some of that power, so your E-base damage is down and its mana cost is up. Now is this a big deal? Not really, hence why you're still in the top 5. Now the fact your E is still at a 4-second cooldown, which can be close to 2 seconds later in a game, is just nuts. The double damage will still proc on your Q's pass through, which is also one of your big strengths, so no reason to panic, you will still pop off on the Niv. In at number 4 we have Ivern, and the 1025 buffs have made Ivern go from F tier to S tier. The lower cooldown in your Q&E, the AP ratio increase in your trigger seed as well, and Daisy's increased attack speed are all responsible for a 5.5% increase in win rate overall, and the highest win rate out of all the junglers. Think about Ivern's core items as well. Those spellcaster mythics and items that were buffed, that's what you build as well, so these have also helped out immensely. He may be nuanced, but a 53% win rate doesn't lie. Now the top 3, the bronze medalist in our countdown is Khazix, and the reason the cockroach is higher than Ivern is simply because he hits harder, maybe harder than any champion. Dustblade of Draktar still has its Night Stalker passive, so Khazix still has all of that one-shot damage, and guess what else? The invisibility that everyone loves playing against, yes, that's still in there. Your early game may be a bit of a weak point, but your mythic spike is arguably the biggest in the game, and no one is safe walking around the rift alone. Next on the podium we have the best top laner in 1025B, and that's Wukong. The 3 top laners on this list, Camille, Darius, and the Kong, are similar champions, and you will have success with all of them, but the easiest to get those W's is with the Monkey King. I guess that advantage Wukong has over Camille and Darius is that you have another viable mythic on top of Trinity Force and Divine Sunderer, and this is Gore Drinker. The healing is off the charts, and with a Ravenous Hydra and Sterix Gauge, Wukong has over a 73% win rate in high elo, which is crazy and shows how strong he is. Again, tanks on the decline help Wukong out even more, so if there's one top laner you have to start playing, this is it. Now guys, before we reveal the number 1 spot, big thanks for watching, and we have so much content coming in the near future, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications, especially with Season 11 just around the corner, it's going to pop off. And just quickly, another friendly reminder that there is a $50 sale on at our website GameLeap.com. This will not last forever, so make sure you get over there at the end of this video. Okay, so the number 1 spot, because of the buffs to Imperial Mandate and Ardent Sensor and Staff of Flowing Water, it's Nami. With a 53% win rate, Nami is the top of all the supports, and in some elos has the highest win rate out of all the champions. Why? Because she's the most broken. It's that simple. Your Mandate passive procs off 3 of your abilities, and the current weakness of AD carries makes you even more of a force in the bot lane. So if you're a support main or get auto-filled, play Nami for the best chance of blowing up that enemy nexus. Once again, Game Leapers, thanks so much for watching. This has been Coach Eggs, and until next time, peace.